continue. So section G, so they sent us to section G 3 times, I think. Tearing toilet paper, right? So again, toilet paper, you have to extra time, right? Just prepare for in advance. For example, there were a few times just recently when we have 3 days, holidays, right? So and plus you have guests, so make sure that you have enough, even extra, the toilet paper. Okay. So again, tearing the toilet paper. It is forbidden to tear toilet paper on Shabbos. Okay, because it's tearing, and it is for constructive purpose, right? So you want to use this piece. One may tear randomly. One who tears randomly transgresses prohibition korea tearing. One who tears along the perforation further transgresses prohibition mechateif, cutting to specification. So if it's between the perforations, it's 1 violation. On a perforations, 2 violations. In the event that one does not have a pre-cut toilet paper, he should follow one of these procedures. And of course, a person said, "No, I'm careful, I'm this and that." So don't be so confident, right? Why? Because you never know. Maybe you're going to get invited in somebody's house. And they guess what? That these people are religious, but not so much, right? They don't believe in this pre-cut toilet paper, right? So there is some people like that. Somebody told me, I don't remember what was the conversation, and the person said bluntly to me, "I don't do that." I said, like it's a Jewish law, right? What I mean, you don't do. Okay. So basically, we need to know all of these solutions in case that we need it. Does not have pre-cut toilet paper. Should one follow this procedure? So procedure number 1, hinting to a Gentile. If Gentile is available, one should hint, so not direct because it's a biblical, right? Hint to him to tear the paper. However, one should not tell Gentile explicitly to tear it. One should say, for example, "My toilet paper is not torn apart, and I cannot use it in this manner." Right? This is permitted even though the Gentile will deduce from this statement that the Jew wants him to tear the paper. Right? So meaning what? So we're not allowed to, since it is a biblical prohibition, and it is for sure for constructive purpose. So we're not tearing for constructive purpose. So especially in the perforations, we have to be very, very careful, right? So we're not allowed to tell them directly, and you are not allowed to confirm anything. So he said, "Oh, you wanted pieces like this." So you cannot say yes. As soon as you say yes, it's explicit command to this explicit command instruction to Gentiles what to do. So we're absolutely forbidden, right? So you can continue play stupid. For some people play stupid. It's like it's so simple. I'm planning to meet one of these people tomorrow, right? So just continue and say, "Yeah, my toilet paper is not torn apart. I cannot use this in this manner." Said, "Is 4 squares enough for you?" My toilet paper is not so we're not allowed to play dumb. Basically, let him do whatever he wants to do. When he's done, you can take it, but no confirmation. As soon as you say thank you or you say confirm, whatever confirmation, so that's the problem. Yes, is a confirmation. Thank you, you can say after the fact, right? If hinting is usually is unsuccessful or impossible, one is permitted to tell Gentile directly what to tear the paper. Right, and some Gentiles, they were smarter, some not that, and they do not understand what we want. So we need to give them the whole introduction, Shabbos 101, what is not allowed and why you like that, why you're so strange. You understand? But Many would, I guess, understand. Some would not. So in this case, yes. Since it is a dignity of a person is on the line, right? So we would be allowed to, right, through the Gentile to violate this Melachos. Right. So that's the first solution. So second solution, using uncut paper. One may use a paper without tearing from the roll, and when finished, insert the portion of the roll in a toilet and flush. The paper in the bowl will thus turn automatically from the rest of the roll. This is permitted because one does not tear the paper directly. If you ask me how practical is it, I mean technically is it possible? It's not impossible. So meaning a person uses the take the whole roll, right? Use it. Put the used part into the toilet bowl, flush it, and then the water would tear off the thing. Of course, part of the toilet paper would be wet completely, right? So we would have to deal with that. Okay, but technically, is it possible to use it? Yeah, it's possible to use it. Can it clog the system very fast if you're going to use like big chunks of toilet paper? Absolutely, right. Okay. Right. So this is permitted. Why? So he's explaining why is it permitted to use it and put in a bowl, and then it's going to cut. But it's going to cut for sure. It's not like we delusional think maybe today is not going to cut for sure. I understand it's going to cut with a stream of water, right? But it is allowed because it's grammar. So grammar is a very useful, very important word to know. It's like indirect action, right? So right, grammar. And in the cases of the great necessity causing the occurrence of the Melachah permitted on Shabbos, right? So again, this the person's dignity is a very great necessity. Okay, so let me just move the bookmark. Okay, so next example, next example, a solution. So this one, I think it's the most practical. I mean, the first one is the best. As non-Jew, but Jew can like, especially the way I see it. That's my personal take. Like to explain a person, like a strange person, is about the toilet paper. If you're not in this relation, it's like a little embarrassing, or a little embarrassing. Let's say, right? And then person does not understand, and they ask you what's going on, like, are you sick? Are you stupid? So it's okay. It's embarrassing, right? But number three is I think is a more practical. Did it in unusual manner. If for some reason neither of the affirmation procedure can be employed, it is permitted to tear paper with from the roll with an unusual fashion. How? Tearing with one's teeth. Teeth, for sure, nobody, like during the weekdays, tear with their teeth, unless one person he does not have hands or something. But otherwise, right? Right. Okay. So otherwise, nobody does it, or with the elbows or something, with the knees, like with the feet, like it's for sure it's unusual. Right. When doing so, one should tear the paper from the roll at the random lengths. So again, not to specification. To specification, of course, on a perforated line, because you know exactly how much you tear. But even if you tear, for example, 3 squares, and between the fourth and the fifth, like or third and the fourth, so that's would be the problem, right? They're random, but still the length is approximately the same. So it looks like you do you cut to specification. You understand? So this also would be forbidden. So do 3 squares, 5 squares, 2 squares, whatever you do, right? Okay. Continue. The reason this is permitted is that the tearing in a usual fashion is forbidden only rabbinically. So unusual and random, right? Unusual. We're talking about tearing now, not to cut to specification. And the rabbis provide dispensation for the sake of this maintaining human dignity. And other things we learned before about other things, and we're going to learn even more. Right, what our sages allow to do for the sake of maintaining human dignity, because people sometimes when they under the pressure to be embarrassed or something, so they act differently. They would act without pressure. So our sages say, don't put a person under pressure. Right, don't humiliate him. And sometimes we know and I hear the story, and I understand what people are saying. I understand, and I'm trying to put myself on that person's position. But even if I can, but it's so hard. It's so hard. And I'm trying to wake people up, and I say that this embarrassment, whatever happened, I don't know. The guy is in his early 20s, and he said the story happened when he was 9 years old. So his mother embarrassed him, and she yells and this and that. Okay, you're a young person. You have to grow up. You have to get a job. You have to build your family. You remember what your mother did to you when you were 9 years old. Okay, just grow up. But for many people, it's actually this memory is a very very still life, and until many years, and they cannot go over it. So that's a person's dignity. So this mother, she humiliated according to him. I'm not sure what happened. Let's say the story happened. It's not far-fetched. Whatever was said, it's not far-fetched. Right. Maybe she overreacted, but she humiliated this boy, her son, basically, right? So now he cannot get over it for many years. It's a very sad story. It's not that I have many stories like that, unfortunately, and not have, but heard many stories. But we see how our sages, holy sages, knew the psyche of a person, and they say, right. So yes, we are rabbis, we are great and Tanaim, right, and Rishonim, but we say, right, that in order to preserve the person's dignity, our loss is going to be push aside, set aside temporarily. So for me, it's amazing, how they say it's a law, right? We say it's a law, but the person dignity is very important, right? Because every person was made in the likeness of HaShem. Okay, so I'll continue. Rabbi, can we just tell the Gentile that we are allowed to answer this question due to our laws? Not allowed. It's I understand exactly what's going on, but it's not okay. It's not a good idea. So again, the question: can we just tell the Gentile that we are not allowed to answer this question due to our laws? So we're not. It's going to create some confusion. So unless you give them some simplified answers, whatever, without lies, but some unfinished answer, let's say. But you're not going to leave everything to his imagination. So if you say I cannot answer the law, guess what? They're going to think or think and create the answers for you, right? Why exactly you do not wanted to give them an answers? If you give me maybe practical example, I would try to answer in a sense that they would understand and accept. So for them, when you give an answer, it must be logical for them. If it's logical, they understand. If it's not logical, they're going to reject. So, but you must give them some answer. Okay. Okay. So. It was some case that we just learned just recently, but I don't remember. But, okay, continue. Next question. Question about tearing toilet paper. Hypothetically, if one uses uncut paper and tried to cut it through the flashing with grammar, yes, but the paper did not cut for whatever reason, should the person tear the toilet paper in a usual manner to prevent HaShem? Because they would probably mess up the toilet, right? Or this would not be permitted because they're no longer necessary at this point. So that's a very good question, very interesting question. So let's. So we're talking about the method number 2. In case of a person forgot to prepare, or not even forgot, you visiting somebody. You're in somebody's house, and guess what? They don't have this toilet paper prepared. Right. So the method number 2 was to use the paper, put it in a bowl, toilet bowl, flush it, and let's say it's strong, very strong toilet paper, and it's not cutting. It's not cutting. So if you're like in somebody else's house, if you're going to walk out of this restaurant right now, or leave it as it is with this toilet paper like attached to the roll and half in a toilet bowl, right? It's not going to be very, very nice, right? It's very, very embarrassing. So in this case, I would say yes, to protect the person's dignity in as we said before, in an unusual way, with your feet, with something, but not with your hands, right? If it is in your house, so that's a little different. So maybe if some people have two bathrooms, so maybe you I don't know, maybe a person ran out of the toilet paper in this bathroom, but they have in another bathroom. So I would say if you can close this bathroom, tell your family not to use it. I'm just making up examples, so I guess it would be better, right? So continue. Yeah, to prevent Hil Hashem. Right. So I mean, Hil Hashem means somebody else, but if you can agree with the family not to use it, but if it's only husband and wife and they have only one bathroom, yeah, of course. So it will be Hil Hashem. It would be like denigrated for her for her husband to walk into this bathroom, of course. Okay, so next one, Rabbi, when tearing with shinui is fine if it rips in the lines. I mean, we try not to, because you see, shinui is like a deviation. So the deviation, as we said, for example, if you do it with the teeth, I think it's my personal view on this. Even though you can do any deviation, but with teeth is more precise. With teeth, you can tear between this. Between the preparation. If you're going to perforations, if you're going to tear with the knees or with the elbows or something, maybe yes, maybe no, right? Maybe you're going to tear on perforation, but with the teeth, for sure, there is the most precise way, right? Because if a person even if he did not intend, but he tore on perforation, so most likely next piece of paper that they're going to rip also on perforations, because it's thinner part, a weaker part. So that's why I think we should use teeth. Okay. Okay, so continuation of that question. Okay, so example of the situation when we don't want to explain to Gentile why not. So that's the situation. Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear. I meant regarding the toilet paper. Yeah, it was not clear for sure from the question. Yeah, it was not clear. if he asks us, if he's steering to the right size instead of playing dumb, could we explain that we're not allowed to tell him any encouragement or the discouragement, because it would be considered asking him directly, which is forbidden. Okay, so now it's a better question, very important question. Yeah, in this case, it is allowed to explain, but don't expect that him understand what he's saying. It doesn't matter if he's a professor and his father was professor and his cat is also professor. So I mean, it's not going to help very much. But we can try. So, but playing dumb or think yes, you cannot say yes basically. So you want me to tell it like that? Four squares is good, or 3, or you want 5 squares? So how many squares? Please tell me. So thank you very much. Thank you. Right. So meaning now. If you can say that, yeah, we're not allowed to tell you how many squares, but whatever you usually use is good, right? Right. That's it. So meaning that the whatever I said is not precise. Okay. Whatever people usually use that. Yeah. Whatever people usually use. I don't know how many. Okay. So don't tell them 3, 4. Don't tell them anything. Right.